So right here under settings, you can enable a blur brush, which we can discuss. You can enable notes, space searching, VR button. Interestingly enough, I think the settings for sharing might be under the account settings.
Okay.
Maybe not. Okay.
Okay. If we go back to the previous page, though, I think what was interesting on the default, if you go back to that default page, the first default page we're looking for, there are other things. So if you want to enable the viewer to be able to measure, there's a measure mode that enables that. So if you really don't want people to actually look at measurements, you can disable that. So there's a lot of control over spaces. Do you have a, so we're looking at your default settings. So it looks like you've enabled everything.
Yeah.
Do you want to discuss while we're on this screen, automatic face blurring and blur brush?
Sure. I turned face blurring on. We do some commercial spaces that for remodel purposes where we're just getting data files, or we just want to see the condition of a space, and we don't really care about a marketing quality tour. And so if there's people in those shots, I just always enable face blurring to.
So that might be you're on a construction site, the construction workers, you just want the faces blurred. Your client's not using it for marketing purposes. That said, wherever it gets shared, for whatever reason, you want to blur their faces.
Correct. Yep.
Okay.
And it will do faces on posters. It will do faces on pictures. It really checks faces.
Okay. And blur brush?
Blur brush is kind of a manual brush that blurs things out. And we've blurred out computer monitors. We've blurred out, documents on walls, documents on desks, that sort of thing with the blur brush.
Any passwords on the sticky notes on top of a computer screen?
Exactly. Yep.
Before you go back to the example tour, is there anything else on this page you wanted to talk about in particular?
No, I turned on guided tours. So it says, if enabled, the newly created guided tour will use story mode presentation. If disabled, the default presentation will remain highlight reel mode. So I have it on.
And do you want to explain what that means? Or do you want to show us that?
Well, we can go over it.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll go over it.
All right. So maybe back to the tour.
Yeah.